Hey everyone, welcome back to my workbench. Still puttering around with this Sega Nomad. I'm doing the rewire on the power circuit for the controller one port and the screen. So what I have to do here is tap back into here, route the cables, then route them back underneath. It's a little bit, I wouldn't say frustrating, but it's just an unexpected step. I didn't expect the step, and I've been working on this project for way too long, so it's too much going on in life, personally, and a little moment of honesty here. Let's see what colors I'll go for here. Let's see. That'll be for the power in, out. Then we'll have, say, red and brown come back. And what color should I have come back? I'll have, not green, because I'm using that. I'll use blue. And, I'm not sure which colors to use for this yet. Maybe go a little wider. I'm just trying to route everything through here because I'm coming this way, coming down, back in. But then I have to come back with two wires and actually route it to here across the front, this section right here. So I think the biggest problem I'm running into is I'll be the first to admit I do suffer from depression, so I get times where I really don't want to work on electronic projects much, even my own. So it's one of the big reasons I'm stepping away from doing the retro repairs. And just mentally I can't do it anymore, which is unfortunate because I know a lot of people appreciate what I do, but it gets to the point I just can't do it anymore. Trying to find some balance in my life here. So yeah, this is gonna have to come over like this. Alright. So it's nothing personal, it's just my poor brain not working well with me. So if I ever sound a little down or weird, that's why. It doesn't help. I'm on medication and everything, but it still gets to be hard at times to really regulate well. The first couple ones I tried didn't work all that great. So this should work out well. It'll come over, it'll come down, it'll loop back up. So it's a little short in here. It's the only problem. The problem I'm running into is I'm trying to figure out how to I'm coming off of this guy here, so I have to go into the switch, then the switch goes to this boost converter here, so I need to be able to come along here and basically come up, come back, which is a little bit annoying. I don't know, I'll see. It goes that way, yeah, see, I still have to come back a bit like this. I get rid of these extra wires, it's just too many. So it's not that thick. So we got 6 wires basically. So 4 of them are going to, 2 of them are used for the controller and the other 4 are used for the screen. So got a wire in here, feed it up, come back, fits over to where the screen's at. Yeah, that should work. So maybe I'll do the screen first. So yeah, I'm just having too many problems trying to. Between my wife having medical issues and me with my own mental health, it's hard to get down here often enough to work on these projects. I know a little bit heavy for a electronics video, but sometimes it just you have to get a little deep. So after this Nomad, I've got that CDX, which luckily it's electronically speaking, all the caps are done and the laser's done, and it mostly works. It just needs to go through all those adjustments. But that's not an impossible task. It's my first time doing it, so it's going to be a little bit challenging. So we got blue. Let's make let's go blue, maybe positive. No, let's do blue. Go blue positive. Start with that. Yeah, it's just mentally getting back into it. After this, I am gonna see if I can actually work on some of my own stuff. See if that changes my motivation a little bit. So I'm fortunate enough. This is not my real source of income here. So if I want to walk away from it, I can. I just don't want to leave my poor patrons who have supported me so long buying all these little projects in the lurch. So thanks everyone for your patience. I remember it was a couple years ago, it was 2 years ago, I'm working on, ironically, a Nomad and a Game Gear. And my mother-in-law, then my father died. So that was a rough time. That delayed projects a bit there. Hard getting back into things after that. I don't think I've ever been quite the same after that. And of course, this year with my wife's had a lot of medical issues, and on top of that, we have this darn COVID, which is just messing everything up. Makes things a bit challenging from a mental health kind of standpoint. It's a little stressful. So, it's a little annoying. I had to go back to my old camera setup here because the newer webcam I have just keeps stopped working randomly. He's on the right. Okay. I have to pull up all the photos I took. So the gray's on the right. Gray's on the right here. Strip and tin this. So one personal project I'm really looking forward to getting back into is Tiger Gamecom. I had modded a few years ago and put a Raspberry Pi in there, but that one had the composite screen. This time around I want to go with a HDMI screen instead. Green here. Continue up. So with any luck, rewire this tonight, and then it's just a matter of putting all the screws back in the top one and fixing that speaker wire one more time. Let's go with white for the positive on this one. Used to be red, I'll make it white. Most crazy things mods I've ever seen is when someone goes with like all gray IDC cable with no colors at all. It's like, are you nuts? Alright, where's the red wire go? Red wire goes to this pin up here. So it's going to be a white wire now. It goes to this pin. And then finally we have the black wire, which is the ground. It's still the ground. And for a while I was on Alexa Pro. That stuff is, whew, side effects get you after a while. You turn into kind of like a robot, and that is not a good feeling. Though, if you do have depression or mental health problems, please see a doctor, because you don't want to. You think you can control it yourself, and it's really very difficult to do. And my son is making very strange noises. Okay, so this is coming this way. It's going to come back up. We're going to tap in here. So the green. See, I already spliced the wire earlier, but it's going to be too long. Shrink tubing. It's actually one thing I'm running a little low on. I need to buy some more shrink tubing one of these days. It's one of those things they seem to never have enough of, is shrink tubing. There's some. That's all I got left, man. It's not a lot. Man, I gotta go on Amazon, maybe get some more. Anyway, got the Christmas tree up already. That's nice. Got the tree up. Wife likes doing Christmas shopping early, so that's just about done, I think. She likes getting it done real early in the year. Particularly the 2020. Who knows? Alright, so these wires here are for the 5-volt line for the joystick. Sorry, not joystick. Well, I'm old. Jeez, joystick. From the controller port one. Back in my day, there were joysticks. Well, actually, first there were paddles, then there were joysticks. Paddles came before joysticks. This is excitement, isn't it? You can see in real time how this works. In case you ever wonder why people charge so much to do mod work. In case you... Oh, that's some strange noises. Okay, yeah. In case you ever wonder why people charge so much for mod work. Oh my goodness, the worst, and I don't think I'll ever want to do one again, is a McWill mod for a Game Gear. Those are the worst. I don't like doing those. Very frustrating. Lots of really small wires. Lots of really small wires, and it's all surface mount, and it doesn't work with all the Game Gears. It has to be the real Sega ones. It can't be the ones they made down in Brazil. So it can be quite frustrating. So this is the joystick. Where's my fire? There you are. For little projects this small, there's no use getting the heat gun out for that. It's just a little butane lighter. My son is being very loud tonight. Okay, that's on there. Alright, so those are for the joystick. So next up, we gotta figure out which way we're gonna go here. So this is in. So this is the ground in. That's the ground out. This is the in from the circuit through the switch in here. No, this is the out. This is the in. In. So this is the in. This is the out. And one thing I don't like is maybe I'll be able to work in there and swap out this one wire because I'm not happy with the location much. Yeah, I can't. Okay, so this is... So I wired it up so... Oh, jeez. I didn't even see that. Yeah! Hold on. Technical difficulties here. Nothing a little electrical tape can't fix. What the heck, man? The problem with electrical tape, it's not the strongest stuff on earth. Holy crap. Okay. Alright. Done. Alright, so how it works is I have it wired in so the unregulated 9 to 12 volts coming in from the board. Geez, I tipped this up a little bit here. So there's on the other side of this board, there's a unregulated line that comes in here. So I go into the switch first, then out of the switch into the boost converter. So the screen's always going to solid 12 volts instead of whatever the heck that unregulated voltage is. Because even when you try to run that screen off of 5 volts, you get a lot of flickering off of it. So next wire up is, I went with, let's see, that is the white wire. So the white wire is going to go into the switch. White wire. So after I'm done working on these paid for projects here, I'm going to work on the Tiger Gamecom. I also want to work on, I made a portable, never finished that one. And then I actually collect old Palm Pilots in Pocket PC handhelds. I was thinking of doing some videos on those. That might be moderately interesting. Kind of a forgotten genre of device there, which I find quite interesting. I don't know if anyone else will, but I find it interesting. So this is the in ground, so I can splice these two together. I always flip this over later to make sure all the crap falls out, because every time you strip one of these wires, you get these little bits of insulation flying everywhere. Yeah. Clint gave me a kick in the ass to tell me, hey, when's my stuff coming, man? So, I am working on it. He's been super duper duper patient, so I appreciate that. I don't want to be a liar. I want to actually get these done. So I want to be able to start clear out my workshop here in terms of my own personal projects going on here. Okay. What's that there? More flame. This is the last two wires, which are the V out, which are powering up the screen. Screen is here. The screen was I went with blue for the positive, so we're gonna go blue to red. Blue is going to red, and violet is going to black. Trim these just a hair. Thicker, that's 22 there. I was trying to think back. Why in the world I got into electronics in the first place? Because my, professionally I'm a electronics engineer. I'm trying to remember what really started it all. Took a bunch of radios apart when I was a kid. Like if you junk pick them off the side, garbage pick them, and take them apart. And then I was also thinking about this. My dad was really into electronics. Because we were like the first family on the block to have a VCR, and that was a big thing back in the day, VCRs. That was probably 78 or 79, somewhere in there. You had to lease them, they were so darn expensive. And then we always had the latest gadgets. We had video games, we had the Atari 800XL. I remember we got it was a Commodore VIC-20, and we could never get the darn thing to work right. So we ended up returning it to Kmart back when they sold electronics. We returned it to Kmart, and then we bought the Atari 800XL, which is a fantastic 8-bit computer. There we go, and there's the out. In the V out. That's your 12 volts. Alright. More fire. Butane isn't very hot, so I'm not really worried about melting these wires all that much. I mean, it's hot enough to like start kindling or a cigarette or a pipe, but not really enough to. A lot of wires are rated 600 degrees, so the flame must be right around that temperature. There we go. Okay, I want to get a good shrink tubing. I love shrink tubing. It works well, looks neat. Alright, so let's see if I can put this back together a minute. I think I'm done with the solder. Yeah, I'm done with the solder. I can turn the iron off. So now I'm going to flip everything back together. I will have to solder that speaker back on. But for now I'm going to flip everything over, power it up once, see if it works. And then after that I'm just going to solder that speaker back into place and put a bunch of screws back in. And that should be it for this guy. So I just remembered I do have a couple battery packs to mod, but those don't take long, because those are something I've done many times. So that's it for now. I'll probably continue working on this a little bit, but I'm running out of words to say, so I don't want to just ramble on uselessly. So hopefully tomorrow I'm going to have another video up with this done or close to done, and then let's see if I work on that CDX and knock that bad boy out. So that one's fixed, it just needs to be adjusted, and it's challenging because I've never done it before. So everyone, thanks for watching, and Clint in particular, it's coming along, man, and you should be seeing it soon. So definitely next day or two, unless I button this back up and it explodes, and then that's a different matter, but for now I think we're alright. So everyone, thank you for watching.